Hey dude, what if I told you right now, a bank executive is literally looking into your account? Yeah, your account. The one you think no one's watching. Wow, surprise, huh? They're scanning every move, every transaction, every delay, every pattern. And nah, this ain't just about money. This is about you being audited by your own actions. You feel that chill? That's not fear. That's awareness waking up, right inside your chest. Because somewhere out there, someone's watching your choices like they're numbers on a screen. So tell me, are those numbers clean? Or are they hiding something you keep pretending doesn't exist? Wow. You know what's crazy? Most people think they're safe until the file opens, until the pen hits paper, until the truth gets printed in black and white. No excuses, no filters, no rewinds. This speech right here, yeah, this one is your mirror. Listen closely. Every word, every pause, every silence in this video, it's meant to reach you. The real you behind that screen, the one who knows they can do better, but still acts like time won't catch up. I'm not here to mock you. I'm here to remind you your account isn't just numbers, it's your discipline, your patience, your honesty, your story. So don't you dare click away now. Stay till the end. Because this isn't just a speech. It's an audit of your own soul disguised as words. Drop your thoughts below. I read every single comment with respect, because this channel isn't about me. It's about you, the thinkers, the doers, the ones who still believe they can rebuild before the final statement drops. Every number tells a story, but some stories are far more dangerous when someone starts reading them aloud. Oh wow, you didn't expect this, did you? You thought the numbers in your account were just numbers, digits floating in silence, waiting for your approval. Nah, those digits speak. They whisper about what you value, who you are, and how you move when no one's looking. Every transfer, every purchase, every delay, it all leaves fingerprints. And someone somewhere is starting to look closer. A bank executive. Cold eyes, sharp suit, no emotion. He doesn't see your excuses, only the pattern, the rhythm of your habits, the proof of your choices. He's not judging you for the zeros or the commas. No, he's judging the intention behind each click. The way you treat what you're given says more than your mouth ever could. And the irony, you thought nobody noticed. Yeah, they always notice. You know what's funny? People think exposure happens when someone posts a secret online. But the real exposure happens when your actions start to reveal your truth. That's the real audit. The one that doesn't come with alarms or flashing lights. Just quiet observation. Cold, precise, unforgiving. The executive doesn't shout. He watches. He connects dots you didn't even know existed. That late night withdrawal? The sudden silence after a promise? The months you ignored your balance, acting like it wasn't falling apart? Oh, he's tracking every move. Because data doesn't lie, and neither do patterns. Let's face it, we all have a record. Not on paper, but in choices. And when that record gets pulled up, you can't argue with it. You can't sweet talk your way out of math. You can't hide behind laughter or pride when numbers start forming a mirror. They reflect exactly what you've been building or destroying. Funny thing, isn't it? How people want luxury, but fear inspection. They want freedom, but can't handle being measured. But measurement is the truest mirror there is. You see, when that executive starts flipping through your file, he's not trying to punish you. He's showing you what you've built with your own hands. Every careless tap, every proud delay, every "I'll fix it later." It's all there, lined up in a timeline sharper than glass. Oh, and when he leans back in his chair, silent. That's the part that should scare you the most. Because silence isn't mercy. Silence means calculation. It means the moment before a decision, one that can redefine everything. But here's the twist. What if this isn't about money at all? What if that bank executive is just a reflection of something else entirely? Something that's been keeping score long before your first paycheck. When the numbers start talking, silence becomes the loudest sound in the room. You asked what the numbers would say, didn't you? Well, here's the truth. They never lie. They don't bend to your excuses or flinch at your charm. They record, they remember, they repeat. Every choice you made left a mark, and those marks form your story. Oh wow, you thought it was just about your account? Nah, this is bigger, much bigger. This isn't about the balance in your bank. It's about the balance in your being. The account that tracks not your income, but your integrity. You see, every time you cut corners, you made a withdrawal. Every time you stood firm when it was easier to fall, you made a deposit. And right now, someone or something is doing the math, carefully, quietly. Yeah, it's funny how people fear losing money more than losing their honesty. They'll guard their cards, but spend their values like loose change. And then when their account runs dry, they look around, shocked, wondering who emptied it. Oh, it was you. It was always you. The executive, that shadow in the suit, isn't just checking your digits anymore. He's reading your decisions. He's flipping through your actions like ledger pages. You can almost see his pen hovering above the line, ready to mark your next move. Every act of patience adds value. Every hidden wrong drags it down. The audit isn't cruel, it's fair. Painfully fair, you might say. But I tried. Sure you did. We all do. But the ledger doesn't score effort. It scores outcome. It doesn't grade intentions. It grades results. And that's the part most can't handle, because it means facing what you've actually done, not what you meant to do. Oh, and here's where it gets darker. When the audit deepens, the questions get sharper. Not how much did you make, but how much did you waste? Not what did you own, but what owned you. Every wrong you ignored compounds. Every delay in doing right collects interest, slowly, quietly, until the numbers start screaming. You ever noticed how some people look calm, but can't sleep? That's the sound of their audit running in the background, the mind's own accounting department. Always awake, always checking, always comparing what you say you are with what you actually are. Oh, wow. That realization hits hard, doesn't it? That you're being observed not for punishment, but for proof. Proof of who you've become. Proof of whether you're growing or decaying. And just when you think the audit's over, it's not. The pen hasn't stopped moving yet. The ink's still wet. The report isn't closed. Because here comes the twist. When the audit reaches its final page, it's not the executive who speaks first. It's you. The hardest name to sign is your own. Have you ever noticed how your hand shakes when you're about to sign something serious? A contract? A confession? a decision that can't be undone. Oh, wow. It's not fear of the paper. It's fear of what that signature means. It means ownership, responsibility, truth staring back at you in ink. Yeah, that signature says I did this. And most people can't handle saying that out loud. When it comes to your own report, the audit of your choices, there's nowhere to hide. The executive slides the paper across the table. The lines are full of your actions, your silences, your turning points. He doesn't rush you. He doesn't warn you. He just waits. Because deep down, he knows this isn't about him anymore. This is about you facing you. Nah, you can't just sign it and walk away. Because the moment that pen touches the paper, everything changes. You're not pretending anymore. You're not explaining, you're accepting. That's the part most people run from. Not the mistakes themselves, but the moment they finally have to admit, yes, that was me. You can almost hear your heartbeat echoing in the silence. Each thump is a reminder of a choice. Each pause between beats, a hesitation that once cost you something. The air feels heavy, like it's watching you too. The walls, the desk, the ticking clock, they all seem to lean closer, waiting to see if you'll finally stop running. And then the pen moves, slowly, carefully. Every letter of your name feels like lifting a stone. You realize something powerful. You've been the author of this report the entire time. The executive just compiled what you've been writing every day without noticing. Every late act of kindness. Every hidden selfish thought. Every time you looked away when you knew you shouldn't. It's all there, waiting for your mark of truth. Oh yeah. The hardest part isn't that others can see your report. The hardest part is when you finally read it without excuses. When you stop defending what was wrong just because it was yours. That's when growth begins, in the silence that follows your own name. You see, when you sign that paper, something strange happens. The guilt doesn't crush you. The shame doesn't destroy you. Instead, you feel something lighter, clarity. You finally see the pattern for what it is. You see where you've been wasting your wealth, not just in money, but in time, words, and effort. You see the leaks you ignored, the small cracks you laughed off, and you realize this wasn't a report written to destroy you. It was written to wake you. Oh wow. Realization burns deeper than blame, doesn't it? Because now the executive's gaze isn't a threat anymore. It's a mirror. You can't rewrite what's been written, but you can correct what comes next. Oh, wow. That realization hit you harder than you expected, didn't it? Seeing your name under every choice, every small lie, every wasted moment, every silent betrayal of your own values. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It burns. But it's the kind of fire that cleans rather than destroys. The kind that forces you to wake up and face the one person you've been running from all along, yourself. The executive still sits across from you, calm, watching. He doesn't ask questions this time, because now he knows you understand what's at stake. You don't need him to speak. The silence is enough. It tells you that correction doesn't come from excuses, it comes from action. It's not about defending what you did, but fixing what you've become. Nah, you can't just close the file and pretend it never happened. The record is real, but so is redemption. Not through words, but through effort. You start to realize that every wrong can be balanced, not erased. That every loss can teach discipline, that every failure can train focus. You can't undo the past, but you can shape what comes next with precision. Oh, and that's when it gets serious. Because now you're not just being observed, you're observing yourself. You start catching the habits that were draining your balance. You start noticing where your attention leaks away. You stop chasing noise and start investing in silence, the kind that strengthens you. Slowly you begin to build something cleaner, stronger, real. The executive leans forward. His eyes don't look as cold now. Maybe it's not approval you see. Maybe it's recognition. You've shifted. You've started treating your own life like an account that matters. Every word you say, every step you take, it's now a transaction, and you want every one of them to count. Oh yeah, you begin to understand what true wealth means. It's not the balance on a screen, it's the balance within. Control, discipline, awareness. The things you can't buy, but can build brick by brick. And suddenly, what used to scare you, the audit, the silence, the judgment, now becomes your drive. You start wanting the inspection because you've got nothing left to hide. The moment you stop fearing the executive's gaze, you become your own auditor. You hold yourself accountable before anyone else does. That's power, not arrogance, but awareness. The kind that keeps you awake when everyone else is lost in comfort. The kind that forces you to grow, even when it hurts. Oh wow. So this is what clarity feels like, huh? Sharp, quiet, heavy, but freeing. You don't need to fake peace when you earn it through correction. Because correction is the bridge between who you were and who you still can be. Correction means nothing. If you leave the door open for corruption to walk back in, oh wow, that line hits, doesn't it? Because fixing your record was only half the fight. The real test begins after the correction, when temptation sneaks back, wearing the same face it did before. Yeah, it comes smiling. Calm, familiar, whispering just one more time. And if you're not careful, that single moment of comfort can drag you right back into debt, the kind no currency can pay off. The executive isn't gone. He's still watching, but differently now. It's no longer about catching your mistakes. It's about seeing whether you've learned. He studies how you handle pressure, how you respond when things feel unfair. Because correction is easy when the storm's over, but protection begins inside the next storm. Nah, you can't just rely on emotion anymore. Emotion builds nothing stable. One burst of anger, one careless word, one lazy choice. That's all it takes for cracks to appear again. You've seen how small choices turn into major debts. You've felt that regret, the kind that sits in your chest like a locked safe with no key. So now, you start guarding yourself differently. Oh yeah. You build your protection in silence. Not by talking about discipline, but by living it. You begin to budget your thoughts the way you budget your money. You don't spend time where there's no value. You don't invest attention where there's no return. Slowly, your life starts to balance again. The noise fades, the focus sharpens, and you begin to walk like someone who knows what's at risk. The executive sees it. You're no longer desperate to impress him. You're not performing anymore. You're consistent. And that's what shakes the system. Because when someone becomes disciplined in private, the world can't control them anymore. You start working when others sleep. You hold your tongue when others shout. You choose progress when others chase distraction. And that's when you realize protection isn't a shield, it's a mindset. Oh wow. You start noticing how powerful quiet choices are. You no longer need the crowd. You don't crave attention because your balance speaks for itself. The more disciplined you become, the more dangerous you feel, not in violence, but in stability. No chaos can buy that kind of peace. And when the executive sees that, he doesn't smile. But you can tell the audit is finally turning in your favor. You remember how it felt when your account was slipping? The panic, the confusion, the denial. Now, when that same pressure comes, you don't run. You face it. Because you've already lived the worst part, the version of yourself that refused to look at the numbers. And now you've learned the secret. Your peace is protected, not by luck, but by limits. Nah, discipline isn't a restriction. It's insurance. Every time you say no to what weakens you, you're making a deposit into your strength. Every time you walk away from pride, you're growing your worth. You're learning that real security doesn't come from how much you own, it comes from how much you control. The executive closes the file. Not because the audit is over, but because you've finally proven that you understand it. You've learned the language of accountability, quiet, patient, exact. The kind of language that doesn't beg for approval. It earns it. And just before he leaves, he gives one last look. That calm, unreadable stare. Maybe it's a warning. Maybe it's respect. Or maybe it's both. Because he knows what's coming next. The next test. The next storm. The next page. Oh, wow. And here's the real twist. The audit never ends. It follows you everywhere, every hour, every word, every thought. Because the account of your life is always open, and every moment is a transaction. Oh wow, you made it. Every word, every pause. It was for you. Remember? The audit never stops. Your choices write the report every day. Stay sharp, protect your account, and keep building your balance, not just in numbers, but in life. Drop your thoughts below. I see every comment, and this channel exists because of you, the ones who face the truth. Your next move starts now. Don't waste it.